Hi, I'm Katrina, and this is Living with Katrina. And today I have a special guest, Miss Clarice Smith.
Hi.
Miss Clarice. Hi. Miss Clarice is my friend, and she's going to tell us today a little bit about herself. Miss Clarice.
I am a native of Mecklenburg and went to the local schools, high school, and I am so proud to say that I was a part of an HBCU, a Virginia State University.
Yay!
I have two adult daughters and four grandchildren.
Wow.
Just recently, my old second oldest granddaughter, Tyra, graduated from A&T University. And I think Katrina
Mhm.
interviewed her, and I'm hoping that you will get a chance to see her.
Yes, yes, they should be able to see that.
I have like 37, maybe 40 years of experience teaching in the county as a classroom teacher and guidance counselor. But my most vivid experience was as a guidance counselor because I felt that everybody that came through my door,
Mm-hmm.
they came for a purpose. They had a reason. So I never closed my door. If I
Oh,
wasn't able to take care of them at that time, I would make time for them, call them back. And I always felt like you need to give some type of encouragement. Some counselors have said to some students that, well, you're not college material. That is not the case. You may not have what you need to go where you want to go,
mm-hmm.
but you're going to be prepared for some form of livelihood.
Yeah.
That was my purpose.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I I don't even know where to begin with, but I know that at one point or another, you have to have a relationship with God in order to be able to help someone else.
That's right. Absolutely.
And I'm not even questioning who's your God,
That's right.
but you have to have that
Mm-hmm.
spiritual connection.
Connection. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Katrina, I'm not really sure what else I want to
Yeah,
say.
that's okay. I had like Miss Clary said, I interviewed her granddaughter, Tyra Dennis. Her YouTube video should be up. By the time this one's out, it should be already up, but check that out also. But Tyra, it was a pure example of her grandmother. I mean, she was just a sweet, you could just see her, that purpose, the drive, she has drive. Even her just explaining what she was doing, she just was so lit up. I just love it. But the connection to God, which we already had talked about this earlier, but you have to have a true connection to God. And so we're gonna flow and talk, and we've been doing that since we sat
Hmm.
down. And so we were talking earlier. I just want to go back and touch on adult children that transitioning from being teenage children into adult children.
Hmm.
And we were saying that that's a tough transition because most of the parents haven't truly found their place, and they didn't properly transition it from out of teenage years into adulthood. So that's a trait that we're carrying on and passing on unknowingly.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's the purpose of this channel, is to teach, um, so we can make change in our community and make change in our world. Just make, because what we're seeing, we're not seeing the examples. So we have to be the examples. It's not enough to sit back and talk and criticize. You have to be active in doing something. And so, and these children need help. They are begging for it. They don't have outlets. They just don't have positive outlets. It's so easy to get on YouTube and find the craziest thing to look at, something funny. But what
Hmm.
is the education? And then anything that's educational is something educational of this world. We need to start educating these children of spiritual things because they're not aware, they're not even prepared for what they're going up against when they go out there, and we're sending them out younger and younger.
Hmm.
So I do have a mission. I have a passionate mission that I have been mandated to do. And so that's why I'm here. And I have beautiful people like Miss Clarice who have really influenced my life. I work with Miss Clarice. Look at that thing that fell down. And we always would just sit and talk. I love
Mm-hmm.
talking to Miss Clarice. I swear I would make her laugh because she know I would say you know me, I'll say whatever's on my mind.
That's right. That's right.
And she appreciated that. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
everyone who worked up there really appreciated that because they knew where I was coming from. It was never a question.
Right.
So, but I loved working with her. And I have a story. Uh, one time we had a student. It was one of her previous students or guidance counselor because you were guidance counselor for her, right?
Yes.
So she had come in and Miss Clarice came around the corner and she said, Miss Clarice, ah! And I was like, what in the world? What is going on? The girl screamed, then she just started crying.
Yeah,
And
just jumped up in my
I
arms.
was like a
What is
baby.
it?
And
Yes.
I was like, what is going on here? And she was like, she was my guidance counselor. And I asked her today, I'm like, when was the last time you saw her? And it was like almost, it's been a
Yeah.
while. But
And
we are not aware of the impact that we have on
right.
people, and that's what I
Right.
said to her. And that happened again today. We saw someone that the girl basically had the same reaction. It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so when you're good stock and you have actually affected people. But Miss Clarice is one of those people, and every time we talk, it's always positive. It's
Mm-hmm.
always
Mm-hmm.
she can hear what I say and I can hear what she says and we can exchange. It's a beautiful
That's right.
exchange
That's right.
that and we have that with people, but we don't have it on the level that we see it every day. And
That's
then
right.
we have those people and go back to our normal people and it's just like, okay. But then again, you don't have to talk to them all the time either. You know that they're there.
True. That's true.
So I just love how we work together. And also she was there were so many adults, other teachers who were there that she was a counselor too and teacher too. And so that was beautiful to see too. And just how she just reacted to kids and took the time, like I'm speaking of, like in that I said in a one video I did with my mom on Mother's Day about just sitting with your elders. Go sit with some people so
Mm-hmm.
you can find out like
That's right.
what just direction. Where should I
Yes.
go?
Yes. Yes.
What should I be doing? Or making it comfortable enough that these kids can come to us and talk to us.
Exactly. That's my main purpose.
Man, I love my baby grandson Carson. He would come up and just chirper 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 chirper, and I'm like, oh chirper chirper. And he just thinks that's the funniest thing and go and run off.
Yes.
But
Yes.
he knows I know your language. I
Exactly.
don't care what you say, I hear you. And I'm trying some words now. I'm like, what did he
I
say?
know. I know.
But because he's doing baby talk, I don't know what's going on. But he's just when I say we languages, we have to be able to learn a
Mm-hmm.
language other than what we grew up with, so we
Exactly.
can become unstuck. That's another thing is people are stuck. Is that an ant? And he tried to run. I know
Yes, he
you
did.
did. um, but there are people who what was I saying?
Oh, you were talking about how we have to learn everybody's language, even sometimes when it's not even spoken. You have to be so
Yes.
conscious of their body
Yes,
language.
body language. Yes, watching,
Mm-hmm.
um, and especially children. I know the way I grew up was the children. We talked about this earlier. Being in a child's place. That's how I grew up.
That's right. That's
Was
right.
children go be with children and get out of grown folks' conversation.
That is old school,
It's
but
old
that is
school,
so true.
but it was
Mm-hmm.
respectful
Mm-hmm.
because we shouldn't have been listening to what they were talking about. Because 9 times out of 10, they were talking about who somebody was sleeping with.
Oh.
You didn't know that was coming out, did
No,
you?
I did not. Did
I love it. Oh my gosh. But we knew not to be there and don't be caught listening to the door. Oh my
not. I
gosh.
know. I
Do not
know.
even get caught.
I
Get away
know.
from the door. But
I think it's a great thing what Katrina is doing because
oh,
it's
yes,
needed.
it
It
is
is needed.
needed. It is needed.
You know,
Yes.
we are
Please
so
go ahead before.
stubborn and,
Mhm,
independent in our own ways that
mhm.
we don't want to reach out for help.
That's right.
Not only the children, but adults as well.
Absolutely.
So if
Mhm,
you want to be mentally healthy, you
mhm.
need to seek help.
Yes.
You
Yes.
need to seek help.
And like I keep saying, our world is just changing so much. It's very quiet. Like it's too quiet.
It really is.
It's un. It's just
It's not natural.
it's not natural and it's not easy. It's a eerie type of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the quiet comes before the storm.
That's right.
And so that's why we have to be prepared for what comes. We have to have our spiritual ears attuned and listening, because we can't be here distracted. That's the distraction is here. We need to raise our vibrations and raise our levels
Mm-hmm.
and get to a place where we can hear from the spirit. We need to be able to hear.
That's true. That's
Like
true.
in the Bible, it says about the trumpet sounding. Okay, well, how are we going to hear the trumpets here? You think you're going to hear these trumpets here? No, you're
No.
not going to hear it. How are you going to hear the trumpets over the noise, all of our distractions? Everything comes to the spirit realm first before it comes to this
Mm-hmm.
realm. So you want to know there God's preparing his people in another realm, that he's pulling you up. That's the call up, the called up.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
We're in it. We're not we've been deceived. It's here. We're here. And it's an urgency because it's like it's right here, and we're going to see some things happening. There are going to be some things that are going to come that we're not going to be prepared for. Um, look at things that are happening now, breakouts, plagues. Those are plagues. We're
Mm-hmm.
seeing plagues
Mm-hmm.
all day long. We're not calling it what it is,
No. No.
but that's what it is.
You don't want to frighten anyone.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But and it's not to frighten. It is to get you.
Control.
Yeah, it's to control.
Mm-hmm.
But we want people aware, like of what's going on. We can't live in darkness anymore, because our whole systems will change. COVID was a number one sign of what could happen. And I had witnessed some years prior to that several situations where that I was in, where there was no cash, you couldn't use cash, and the
Yes.
cards weren't
Yes.
working, and
Yes.
I'm traveling, and I'm like, what you mean the cards not working?
That's right.
And the car, not everything is shut down. All the rental places, we're in the airport, and nothing was open because the system was down.
That's right.
So we're gonna have a lot of that experience, a lot of those
Mm-hmm.
things going on, and then the raising of these prices. When how can That's why God is trying to get us back to taking care of ourselves. We have to get
Mm-hmm.
off of that system, because we need to just be able to take care of ourselves. We need to be able to feed ourselves, and we need to be able to support each other
Mm-hmm.
as a community.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many shows out where you know we're watching, like what's that, Legend, I'm Legend, like type of situation where there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing left. I mean, what? And that's, again, it's not to fear monger anybody, but it's a reality
Mm-hmm.
that devastation hits. And I have another teacher who's going to come on, Miss Clark. I'm gonna have Miss Clark
Yes.
come, and Miss Clark's going to talk about. She is. I'll just hold it, but her story is amazing, and she's about to leave to go back to Jamaica. Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but she's going to be on to tell her story, and I just can't wait for that. And but getting back to what we're saying, we just need to be more prepared, and we need to be very aware of how we're raising our children, not to raise them for a system, but to raise
Right.
them that they're operable within your
Yes.
community.
Yes. Yes.
Like talking with Tyra yesterday. Yes, college is not for everyone, but these kids shouldn't be afraid to go out and
Exactly.
adventure, and then come bring it back home.
Yeah.
Bring
Yeah.
what you learned back here. Do something, build something. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things. It's just, or speaking of her not being able to find a job, that is crazy to me.
I know. I know. And it has not changed really because it just depends on where society is as far as what's needed.
Yeah.
So I always say you need to get a job in something that you love. You got to have a passion for it. Can't be chasing money all
Mm-hmm.
the time. I
I thought
thought
I
it was
seen
something.
something. Might
Hmm.
have been an ant. Okay, might be these trees.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that's where that ant came from. Then again, he
Hmm.
could have smelled the food.
You cannot. Money is not everything.
No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
No, that was one of the first in my transformation or my walk, my journey, whatever you want to call it. Um, but for me, it was my transformation. One of the first things was to get down to nothing.
And we are there.
Yes, because we're going to be at a place where either we have to surrender it or it's going to be forced. Because
Yes.
our will we've had our will so long, and we don't know how to rule with our will. We're unruly. So then that calls for justice, judgment, and justice.
Hmm.
And he doesn't play about that. He's very lit. He doesn't play.
Mm-mm.
And so now it's time. We have played and we've had time. That's what happened to me. I was out here playing. I said to Miss Clarice, it was like I was in, and then all of a sudden I felt like I was in a box. I'm like, where? Why am I in this box?
But you have the realization. It came to you.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
came to me. I mean, and I'm a fighter, so I'm not gonna stay down. What?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Is there water on me? Wait, no. Is that rain? Oh
Our
no.
purpose.
Ah, right. Right.
Yes, our purpose.
So we just have to be open and we have to be very aware and we need to train ourselves. That's why this relationship with God has to be closed up because we won't be able to hear him and we'll be seeking outside of ourselves as we
Hmm.
spoke of earlier. We'll be trying to seek outside of ourselves to attain him, and it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. There are too many false gods and too many witches and warlocks and people just flapping around here. It's you don't know who's who. You
No,
really
you
don't.
don't, because they come under disguise.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
very deceptive, and then calling and no, but they're very deceptive.
Yes.
And then it's scary because if you don't believe it, I had a friend of mine who told, explained to me that, which I didn't know that I was, but my friend said that I was spiritually prejudiced,
Meaning.
meaning that I only believed in my own religion and I didn't believe that anybody else's religion was true. So then that makes you spiritually prejudiced.
So how did you defend him?
Well, I didn't because he was true. He was right. Because as Christian, again, I grew up religious and Christian. I've been to different denominations. I've checked and studied, and what he practiced, and I say it's my friend, but was different than mine. So I automatically questioned what
Right.
theirs
So you can
was.
understand him
Yeah, yeah. So I
for
could just
better
so I
understanding.
could have a better understanding. But then I actually criticized them for it because I didn't see it to be right. So then I criticized him for it. And that's wrong. Like that's not what this is. That's why I'm saying this. Because he was correct. I was wrong. I was spiritually prejudiced because I looked at what his culture was and
Right.
what his beliefs were, and I was like, well, how can you do that? How can that be right? But
Right.
that's based off of what I believe.
Exactly.
I never saw that before. I don't know why. It was like everybody has that moment when
Right.
it, but whatever that whole scenario was that we had that conversation that day, he opened my eyes to let me know that I was spiritually prejudiced, and he was correct because I had done that. If it was another something else, I'm like, being a Christian, it's like, oh well, they can't believe that they're going to hell. That's how I was taught. I was taught that they're going to go to hell because they don't believe
Right.
in Jesus.
Right.
So that's wrong. No,
No, but I understand it
I
because
do
we do it
too.
all the
I
time.
do. I
We
do. I
do.
do. So, but I had to admit it. I could have easily been like everybody else. First of all, everyone isn't even having that conversation with everyone.
Right.
I'm always asking questions. I'm the one's gonna ask the questions. And he answered questions, but I didn't like his answers. And so when he was telling me what he, I was like, oh no.
Right.
And so now I'm fully aware of it. So now when it comes to other people in their religion, you have to be very. I'm not arguing what you do. I'm telling you this is
Right. This
me,
is way.
and this is my opinion. And any of those who like these are people who agree with what I agree with, or they don't agree with what you don't have to take it. It's just like anything else. You
Exactly.
have to look at it. You have
Exactly.
to study to show yourself approved so that you know what's going on. You're going to get with the Holy Spirit, God, and Jesus, so that you can understand
Right.
that this is right for me. Everything you must take to. You must. I don't care what religion you are. You need to be going and checking with somebody.
I was going to ask you, did he defend himself,
Of
his
course.
terms?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
mm,
I mean, I still don't believe it, but that wasn't the point. The point was I was being religious. I was being prejudiced. I needed to see that. Otherwise, I would
right.
have. He would have dismissed what I would have said. What I was saying to him, because he did hear what I said. It made him look at some of the things that they did in their culture. But he never looked at it like that because, like us, if they do that, they're going to hell. Well, then,
But
there's,
who are we to?
that's
Then
wrong.
yeah, who are we to make that decision?
Yes.
And what
And
are we basing it on?
I couldn't even tell you. But that's what I mean about we're going to have moments like that that are real reality moments that are going
Mm-hmm.
to because what we're living in is not real. It's not real. I mean, it is reality in a sense, but it's not really reality,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to change. Well, I should say our realities are going to switch here. They're going to
Oh,
switch up,
exactly. Yeah.
and when they switch, we need to be prepared for that. Is what I'm saying. So, um, I, I don't know, but so you understand what I mean clearly about the prejudice being spiritually prejudiced.
Yes. Yep. We do it every day
We do it every day.
in
Yes.
one form or another.
Yes. I can remember my I speak of my grandma. You already know I talk about my grandma a lot. But one year, one of my classmates had given me, at Christmas time, you're exchanging gifts.
Right.
One of my one of my classmates gave me a deck of cards.
What was the purpose?
It was a Christmas gift, and my grandma said she took them and she burned them in the fire.
No, she didn't.
She didn't like cards. She was like, they're from the devil. The cards was from the devil. So I'm thinking the cards is from the devil. So I was thinking whoever gave it to me was
The
giving
devil.
the devil. And she said, no, them cards is from the devil. The cards are from the devil? So that's how, and I said it before in another video, religion will have you growing up fearing God.
Right.
And you're actually praising the devil more than you are God.
Mm-hmm.
I knew more about the devil than I
Mm-hmm.
knew about God. I was
Of
scared of
course.
God and the devil. I was like, don't do this. Or I just did not know. And as a child, you're so deceived. And then you're deceiving your children because you're
Mm-hmm.
just teaching them the same
Mm-hmm.
thing that you don't know. That's what's scary to get older. That's why I look at my mom. I'm so proud of her because she accepts it and she looks at it and she wants to change. And that's a struggle as an older,
Oh, it is. It's
older.
more of a struggle when
Yes,
we
it
become.
is when you
Yes.
become older, and
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. I empathize with her. That's why I'm not like I can't do that with her. I cannot.
No,
Plus, she ain't
no.
gonna deal with that anyway. She's like,
You're gonna have to break it to her gentle.
yeah, and in
Mm-hmm.
doses, like
Yeah.
small, like
Mm-hmm. The treasure the day that she comes back to you and says, "You were right."
yes. And then she comes so softly. She's like, you know, I
Yeah.
or you said something the other day, and I'm like, oh, you're
It's sinking
listening.
in. Yeah.
You was
Yeah.
listening.
Yes.
And it is a beautiful full circle moment because
Mm-hmm.
this is the everything I know is from her mother and her. And then for me, and then to be in this position and being where I am, where I'm not, the 19, 20,
Exactly.
30, 40 year old. I'm not even when I was 50, I'm not the same as I am now. It's like,
Oh, of course not. No,
yes,
no.
yes.
It's a total different life.
Completely different life.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm so free and I love it. I love what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to help free other people. I feel as though who are like me or have questions like me, but we don't even know to ask the questions.
Well, you just have to allow them to get to that point, as you said earlier, so they'll feel relaxed.
Yeah.
They will tell you in
Mhm.
time, as time goes on,
Mhm.
they will tell you what's really bothering them.
Mhm. Miss Clarice, what do you do um, now that you're retired?
Well, right now I'm not doing anything.
She said, "I'm retired."
Nothing. I'm retired. And I do participate in different organizations. I'm a part of the
Oh yes,
Lunenburg.
she's very active. Yeah, please
hmm
tell them what you do. Okay, go ahead. Mhm.
I'm very active with, recently just joined the Lunenburg Retired Teachers. And so we were in the schools last week for Teacher Appreciation Week.
Mhm.
I am also active with Order of the Eastern Stars out of Mecklenburg
Mhm.
and the Delta
Mhm. Mhm.
Sigma Theta organization out of Lawrenceville.
Mhm.
And my most recent campaign is for sickle cell. And we're going to have a sickle cell awareness, and we have a blood drive June 16th.
Are you serious? What
Yes,
county?
Mecklenburg.
Mecklenburg County. Okay.
hmm
Oh,
Yes,
good. That's very. Is it advertised or?
it should be. It
Okay.
should be.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So we
Okay.
partnered with Chase City's um, American Red Cross, so that they are actually giving us a date. June 16th is dedicated to sickle cell drive.
Are you
Yes, yes.
serious? In Chase City, when they have things, they shut down the little town.
Well, it doesn't take much.
I'm serious. They shut it down. It's like, oh, you can't get through. I can't get to the other side of Lynchburg. I mean, dang. Go another day. What?
But honestly, though, working, if you are not working on a job,
Mhm.
you need to find something to do with your time.
Yes. Yeah.
You really do. You need to give back, as Katrina
Yeah.
has been saying,
Yes.
in some form or another.
Mhm. Mhm.
Keeps you going. It keeps you moving.
It does.
hmm
And then sometimes you have to be able to know when to sit down to and rest,
Yes.
be in tune with your body. But um, so your and you just moved to South Hill recently.
hmm
You like living in South Hill?
I do. I really do. It's everything is convenient,
Yes.
very convenient. I have to get used to that after 40 plus years
Yeah.
living in rural area, Chase City.
Yes. Where you have
This
to
is
drive to everything.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's been good. It's a good transition.
Very good.
hmm
What do you have future plans?
Not at this time.
I
Mm-mm.
said no.
No.
You're just relaxing. Yeah. Enjoying
hmm
life. Yes.
hmm
Miss Clarice, I
Because
love it.
I feel like for so many years I was dedicated to my children,
Yes.
but that is not my purpose. I feel like when you go beyond what's expected of you, if I'm the mother, then that's expected for me to take care of my children. But when you go beyond what is expected, that's when he will be pleased with your work.
Yes.
hmm
And you're saying expected. I will go a little further to say required
Yes.
because I had to learn that. That's a
hmm
tough one. That's again that transition.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
because they're independent now. You don't need to nest them. You've gotten them where they need to be. Okay.
Exactly.
Let them do. Take your hand off
That's
and let
right.
them
And that's
do it.
hard. That's
It's
hard.
very hard, especially um, and then well, I lost my oldest son just the last year. So then it's like a harping now. It's like oh my, I'm like super mom now,
Exactly.
and with the grandkids, and it's like no, like you said no, you need to take care of you.
How long did it take you to accept that you don't have to hoover over them?
Oh, oh wow, because it had gotten to the point where I realized that I wasn't helping the situation. If anything, I was making it worse,
Right.
because I was not dealing with how my feelings, and I wasn't.
Mm.
So then the helping became like I was helping them, but it wasn't really. They didn't feel like I was helping them because I couldn't really be 100% in,
Exactly.
and they weren't used to seeing me that way. They weren't. I'm like the super mom. I've never been out of pocket. Like it's always, I'm the one that's we're gonna make this work. Okay,
Right.
we're gonna take this five and flip it. No. But my hands were tied and something was going on. I'm like, what is wrong? Something's wrong. And they're looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. But it was, go ahead.
No, I was
Oh,
going to ask you
yeah. So then
what made you realize that.
well, I knew you have to know yourself, and everybody knows themselves on a different level. But I'm very aware of myself. Like I'm true. I've always been very aware of myself. So much that, and I'll say this because I'm sure this will help a lot of younger children, a lot of younger kids. I'm not even in the frame, but I would hide who I was to fit in with other people, like hide who I really was because I knew I would outshine people. I knew that as a little girl.
I love that.
I did. So then you have to dim your light a little bit to fit in because if you're too bright, then it's they talking about you, and then you're trying to fit in. As a child, you're trying to get friends.
Right.
You're
But
just
what made you realize that you were still trying to fit in? Because I see the independence in you.
yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what. I don't know. I think it was. I think we become. I think there's levels of our confidence, and I think that that's constantly testing. So it's almost like you step out and you go check it in. And me, I know I'll go right back. I am a homebody. What's out there? I'm
But
sorry.
whatever project you take on,
I'm all in it.
yes.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. But that's me. But that's because I'm in. Everything is internal and everything is inside. I've really gone inside and I've done my work. I am truly equal in my light and dark. So I know myself inside out.
Hmm.
I've done my work. I've done my healing. That's what I did, and I think that that's something that, like I said, we're not taught that we need to do that. We think that we're just going to exist and everything's going to work out and be okay.
No.
No, no. That's why we don't feel right. That's why we don't feel okay. We don't feel like we're all right. And you can keep living life thinking, yeah, this is okay. I've reached these milestones. My kids has graduated. My granddaughter has graduated. My son has gone into
Right.
police academy. You hit all these milestones, but what are you doing really? When he's not really the focus and the center.
Right. Right.
We're making these choices to fit into these places to be accepted, just like I said, as a little child. So, and then when you do start to outshine people, oh my goodness, it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Turn your light down. Tell God it's so bright for.
Right. Stop. Dim your light.
Dang.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. But do you think that this thing at a certain age I'm allowed to do what I want to do? I mean, it's a
No.
saying because that's what older people say. I used to not speak my mind, but now that I'm
Older.
older, I do. I
I
think you've
think.
been sitting on that, and I think you use that as an excuse.
Ooh, uh, we probably do. I know we do. At some, we have to because
Mm-hmm.
you can't maneuver out of that. You don't know another way to get out of it.
Mm-mm.
But back to the transformation. When you actually transform, you are no longer yourself. You have given yourself.
Right.
So it's an exchange. You've exchanged yourself for what God, your purpose. But you have to reach that. You have to get there. You have to be there. So, and I'll say it like this. When when I realized that, and I pray. I'm a prayer warrior, okay? And I'm a manifester. I know how to manifest. I know how to make shit happen. I know how to make it work, okay? So understanding that when things are not happening, because you know your powers. When God gives you your powers and your powers are explained to you, we all have them. You operate them, you don't think about it. That's like me with decorating. I don't think about that.
Right.
Me teaching Spanish and speaking Spanish, I don't think about that. It's what it is, okay? So we have these gifts, but then when they're operating, they flow because they flow with the spirit. They flow with the spirit, okay?
Okay.
So then when the spirit's not flowing, and this is me, this is when I was not transformed, okay? So, and this is where everyone else is. You're operating in your gifts, thinking that you're flowing with the spirit, but you're not. You're just moving. You're just, excuse me, you're turning because there is divine timing. There's God's timing. It's going to move like that anyway. You think you're doing something, but you're not doing anything. The problem is when we lose direction, the direction of where we're going. We don't know if it's spinning like this. We don't know if it's spinning. We've lost control.
So we're marking time.
We really are, and we're stuck. That's that stuck feeling. And then we're still in that same tunnel. Shawan and I talked about this on her in her video. And then we pass some people in the tunnel. And sometimes we'll pass, we may pass someone who is, like, I passed you on the way down. You still in here? Yeah, well, you still in here too.
Right.
Like, but we know sometimes when we're in that tunnel, we can get turned around, we can get distracted, and we know that as long as we're, going this way, we're moving
Right.
with God, we're okay. But then what happens is we don't see this. We have to always be knowing that we see this light down here, and if we don't see the light, then there's a problem. So then we have to readjust and figure out which way am I going. Sometimes we can just get turned around.
Right.
Um. So for me, I feel as though I'm not just saying for me. I think most of us get confused because we're doing this. We're just chugging along. We're like just doing this, but we're doing it, and then we'll get things that are thrown to us like, okay, excuse me, just keep working and do your work, and God's pleased. No, it's
Mm-mm.
more than that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
I do. I
you.
know.
This is not going to do it. You can do that for 40 years. That's what happened, and nothing changed. You're not moving anything. There's no new awareness. There's no, you're only going by what someone told you, which is probably your grandmama and your mama that passed it to you, and you're doing what they told you to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why you're not moving. That's why it doesn't feel good. And you're sitting around people who are doing the same thing, and you want out. That's like families that, and I'm not putting anyone down, but families that sit around and drink together. I've been in there a lot, families that sit and drink, and it's a party every weekend. And I'm like, damn, it's a party every weekend? Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's their way of expressing, that's their way, that's part of the culture. But in that, there has to be something else. Like that gathering together is not just meant to be drinking. That gathering together, imagine that family if they gathered together and prayed. Not talk about people and gossip, but prayed for people. A
Right.
whole unit
Right.
like that. Come on, man. I'm about some
But it's
business.
it's a feeling inside of you when you know that you're doing what you are expected to do,
Expected to do.
and you're not going to get that if
No.
you're just marking time.
Yes.
You're not going to get it,
Uh-uh.
and you're going to try another project.
Mm-hmm.
Still not going to get it until
Yes.
you know that what you've done is, is satisfactory.
That's right. Satisfactory
Mm-hmm.
to him. And he'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're seeking him or not, he's going to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's his promise unto us is that he covers us. We are the ones that walk away from him.
Exactly.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. It is. It really is.
He said, I have your safety. I have you. I've got you. So we're at 38 minutes. Wow. Plus the other ones, we have a lot of information. It's okay. But anyway, so we've had a great time today with Miss
Yes.
Clarice.
Yes.
I thank you for coming and
Oh,
sitting
you're
with us.
welcome.
Oh,
You're welcome. Anything for the better of us.
I know. So we thank you, and these ants are terrible. We thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.